I had to speed back over to my office. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I had to do a mad dash to get more water there.
You like that one on the Supercharged Sunday? Kevin and
Yeah.
Jelly were really cool, weren't they, man? They're
Oh
awesome
yeah.
people.
Great
Yeah,
people. I mean, really engaging. I enjoyed it.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
First one was awesome. I said we had three today. We had the triple threat of amazing
Yeah.
content today.
Yeah.
Getting into the world of racing and NHRA was really cool. And we always come back to our first love. We do softball
Yeah.
as often as we
Absolutely.
can. And today is no exception, man. There's a young lady, talented athlete, inspiration, ambassador for the sport. Really making the Sun Devils shine, doing her part to, do them proud. There's a girl, Tanya Windle. She's from the Sun Devils, man, a great softball player, but doing it big out there. And as us Sooner fans have learned over the years, there's a whole lot of talent across the nation, and we like to showcase those stories, and we become fans of new players all the time, you know.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so I'm excited to get into it, man, and bring on our new friend Tanya from Arizona State Sun Devils. Tanya, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Amazing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. We're glad to have you, Tanya. It's a pleasure. Thanks for what you're doing to really rep the sport for female athletics. And just as you know,
Yeah.
we're very passionate on that. We've got some questions for you, Tanya, that we want to run past you. Over the years of doing this, Dane and I have cultivated kind of a question set. So I'm going to take the lead. When you think about you being a softballer before Arizona State, maybe even playing, in travel ball, some of that 16U stuff going back in the day, maybe how old were you when you first picked up a ball and started playing, when you got the itch to play?
Yeah, I was about 10 years old when I started playing, and since then it's just been an up and going thing, and I fell in love with it.
At 10, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So
All
that's
right.
quite a few seasons under your belt of softball. Like
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
four
It's been
four
great.
thousand 4,000 games if you start travel ball and all
Yeah,
that,
there you go.
right? So
Yeah, right. Yeah.
so when you did softball at that age too, Tony, did you dabble in other sports too? I know there's a lot of multi-sport athletes, or was it all
Yeah.
softball?
Yeah, I did volleyball, basketball, track, and just those sports throughout elementary school. I was going to do them in high school, but I really wanted to focus on upping my game a little bit.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
focused on softball throughout high school.
I'm glad you did because you're very good at it. So
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think
thank you.
At what age did you start, saying, okay, I'm going to break away from these other sports and just concentrate on this softball?
Yeah,
yeah.
around 14, 15 years old is
14.
when I joined a really competitive team with Todd Judge, who's now the coach at Utah State University. He really brought that competitive fire that I have to me. So yeah,
Mhm. Very
that's when
good.
And
that's what I want to do.
and do you think those other sports that you've played, with the volleyball and track, what
Mhm.
kind of impact maybe did those sports have on helping you become the athlete you are on
Yeah,
the diamond?
Mm.
they honestly taught me patience because
Mm,
I'm really hard on myself.
mm,
And so playing other sports made me realize like, okay, I might not be great at this one like I am with softball, but it definitely taught me patience to get better at it and practice really hard
mm.
to be good
Mm.
at it. So
It's
yeah.
the old saying, hurry up and wait, right? So you're learning patience as you're going through this, right? So I know coming up, our girls, we range from 10U really to 16U at this point. Did you ever try before you kind of solidified your pace in college? Did you solidify maybe trying other spots in the field, or did you always just know? Have you always kind of stayed?
Yeah. So I've played every position on the field. So it's been really cool. Like throughout high school, I was catcher, pitcher, mostly
Okay.
third base. And then freshman year, I was in outfield because our team was stacked freshman year. I went to Cactus High School. So
Mhm.
we were pretty
Yeah.
stacked my freshman year, went to state, but yeah, I played a lot of positions. I was mostly like an infielder who would move around a lot growing up,
Right.
but I decided the outfield was just best for me because I am kind of fast and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it out there. It's an escape for me out there. So yeah.
It it's one of the hardest spots in the field, unless I would say maybe the second hardest is if you can pitch and catch to yourself. I'm just kidding. No, but it's
Right?
no, yeah. There's a unwritten rule that with our girls too, Dan, you talk about this all the time, Dan,
Yeah.
but that's one of the hardest spots in the field is outfield. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
for sure.
question.
Uh, Absolutely.
When you think about influence too, Tanya, I see what you're doing for this next generation, these girls. Now, whether you like it or not, you're an influence, right? The girls that are coming up, the littles, as we like to say, maybe the 16, 12 you and all that, and then other even members of your team in college, you're spreading casting a shadow, a net of influence on others. I'm curious, maybe one or two influences on you, though. Maybe it's a player, coach, parent, who's left a mark on you so far in your journey,
Yeah. So growing up, I'm sure you know Lauren Chamberlain, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Part of the reason why I'm 44. Like I loved her attitude, her effort, just everything she was on and off the field because I met her actually at an ASU game when I was younger. So it was really kind of like full circle moment. But she
Yeah.
definitely a lot like especially in her interviews and everything else that she would do, I was like, okay, like, not saying that I'm like trying to be like her because like I am my own person now, but yeah, it was definitely that person that I would look up to.
Good role model for sure. And
Yeah.
now think about this too, Tanya. And I'm not just saying that. We say these kind of things. We study our guests a lot now, along with Lauren, what she did for you. Think about now when some girl says, "Yeah, Tanya got me into playing softball. How cool it's
Yeah.
going to be as they're
Yeah.
progressing in their career." Isn't that feel good that it's an osmosis thing
Yes.
for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Are you coaching it? Are you doing any coaching at all? I know a lot of GAs and all that. Are you planning on doing any coaching with teams or anything like that? Or?
Yeah. So I do lessons on my own
Mhm.
throughout the valley, and I have a lot of kids that come to me and ask me like questions outside of softball. So it's really cool.
Cool.
But this summer I'm thinking about doing a coaching job, probably with a some team, probably Rogue or Storm. I'm not too sure yet,
Okay.
but I do want to coach.
Got you.
So
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Now that you're with the Sun Devils and you guys are obviously going into your winter time, or you start, revamping and retooling for when you start retooling for next season, what are maybe a goal or two that you have that you want to take, and work on during the winter
Mm.
and bring to that 2024 season?
yeah,
Good.
there's honestly a lot of things like myself and my team need to work on, but it's
Mhm.
mostly just coming together as a team to win. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, we're going to work hard. We definitely are. Like a lot of us are staying back here in Arizona to get work in together, like without the coaches, because it's a lot different with and without coaches there. So yeah, just really working hard this off season to
I love that.
get back.
Yeah. One day at a time, right? The
Yeah.
goals on and off the field. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's something we focus on a lot too. Is not every win, even though you are successful, the wins aren't just on the field. It's camaraderie,
Yeah.
teamwork, coming together, maybe making a more cohesive unit. Bingo. That's how you're able to tell people. They always say accountable is if you can trust your teammates and talk
Yeah.
more, be
Absolutely.
together more. That's how you do it. I always tell Dane my favorite time of year is off season practice because you learn more about
Yeah.
your friends in the weight room and you do in the in the pitching
Yeah.
pins and all that. I don't know. So I appreciate hearing that from you.
Yeah.
There's a segment, Tanya. So you're gonna laugh. We're gonna make you crack up. Okay. So we have some benchmark segments with the show from worldwide. Our fans send us some cool questions. And this season, as we've kicked off season 3 recently, you get to be a part of a new segment that we recently added called Truth or Dane. So
Ooh,
instead of
okay.
Truth or Dare, it's called Truth or Dane. So check this out. I know we
Okay.
just met you literally 15 minutes ago, officially over the phone, right?
Yeah.
But there's about 8 questions, phrases that I'm going to throw at you, and I want you to determine whether I say this on a regular basis or Dane says this. It's just a cool little on the spot, fun little game that we play. Okay, so
All right.
usually people, Dan, we have a pretty good success rate. Now, again, no wrong answer. Whether you think I say
Yeah.
this or Dane says it, you just go from what you think by meeting us. Okay, sound fair?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
first of Truth or Dane, who's more likely to say I could, but I'd rather not? Me or Dane?
Dane.
Oh my gosh, Dane, she's on it. She's on it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. If you watched something on him, Tanya, that's okay if you did. So second one. Who's more likely to say, "Come on, man," like that?
Josh.
Wow. Okay. Very good.
No?
You must have been watching. Yeah, that's right. You're spot on.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So next one, we have 8 total. So as I sit and watch the batter take their stance with a bated breath, who's more likely to say that?
Dane.
Yep, dude, you're crushing it. These are all things we say during live streams. We
Well,
live stream in Kansas,
We might have a closet fan here. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Next one. So that was a great pitch as they tickled the leather of the gloves.
Dane.
Dude, Dane, I went in the world, dude. Okay, Tom, let me stop. Have you been watching his games commentary? Because I swear, like, you just okay. You just
No.
gotcha.
I can read your guys' vibe really well, and I know
Okay.
that you probably would say, yeah.
I got
There
you.
you go.
Man, okay, got you. So that one had a little extra English on it. That
Yeah.
spin. Who says that?
Josh.
Okay, nope. First one
Oh,
wrong. The first one you got wrong. That's
dang
Dane.
it.
So we have two more. Last two. Who's
Okay.
more likely to say, "I love it"?
Josh.
Okay, very good. Very good. So the very, very final one. So here's the take all. So Dane, she's got 4 right on you, 2 right on me. Who's more likely to say, "I could hardly keep my composure"?
Josh.
That was
Dang.
actually a day one. Yeah, it's all good.
Dang it.
So yeah, there's been many games we'll be sitting there because we'll call tournaments and stuff here in Kansas, local broadcasting. So that I can hardly keep my composure after that pitch. Or so yeah.
Yeah.
So Tanya, thank you. That's a little hopefully in interviews. I know it's kind of weird to flip the script and ask you to answer questions about us. So we just have a little fun with that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you. So Dan, go
Yeah.
ahead as we approach the final segment. Thanks, Tanya. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to kind of, or actually, we call this a open mic. We open the floor up to our guests. Kind of going back to what Josh was talking about with influences. Now that you're one for that younger generation, what would you tell maybe a younger softballer or a younger athlete coming up, wanting and inspiring to do what you're doing, following the footsteps of greatness? Is there maybe a philosophy or maybe a mantra that you carried that you would want to pass on to them to help them on their journey? Maybe some words of wisdom even?
Yeah. So there's always people trying to tell me I was too small, too skinny, I wasn't gonna make it. And I just want to tell like those younger kids, like it's not how big you are, but how big you play. Doesn't matter your size, just go out there, have fun, do the best you can to be the best. So
Wow, that's catchphrase right there. That's tattoo worthy right there. How big do you play? Right,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, from when you went from travel ball and ultimately to Cactus High, and now you're in the big leagues, so to speak, with Arizona State. What are a couple of the things that you've noticed, the transition from going from that world now to the big time college world?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the game doesn't change. It's still the same game, and I've had to realize that. I kind of lost track of that last year, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game is huge. There's so many people, but at the end of the day, the game's the game, and I just can't let that affect me. I literally cannot look in the stands with how many people there are. I'm just like, okay, this is softball. Just keep it simple. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's the same distance to the mound. Oh, it's all the same, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. The game may feel bigger, but the good news is it's not. That's cool.
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that a few times from different sports, right? We were talking to one of our WNBA friends. He was like, "It's the same size court." Like what you said. It's neat that you say it like that. So that's cool. Well, Tanya, I'm telling you, we really respect what you're doing. It is a role model. Again, it's just kind of by default. I mean, good. Thank goodness you're good at it. But even if you weren't, you're a role model, right? So thanks for being a good ambassador for the sport. Dane and I always say the next generation of athletes is in good hands, and ladies like you fronting the charge, if you will, we're in good shape. So. Well, Tanya, I do want to say thank you for your time. I know it's always a great to have some time off like you're doing, but also appreciate you making time for this. Please let it be known, the first of many. Every time we get one of our guests on, we always say it's kind of an alumni. You're welcome to come back. Maybe a catch up after season, after the season gets going, things like that. We'd love to have you back on again in the future if you don't mind. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Tanya,
thank you for your time.
pleasure. Yeah, we'll get this out of the world as soon as we can. You get some rest and take care, and we'll be in touch very soon. Okay. So
thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
So Dana, again, cool as they come, man. Just a very, very good ambassador for the sport. I love the way she approaches the game and is very pragmatic about it. What'd you think of her?
Yeah, love it. I mean, to the point, does a great thing by helping that next generation. Like she says, gives lessons, teach this next generation to do not only play the game, but to play it right with a great attitude. So, and I can't, like we always say, once the season ends, you can't wait for the next one to start, and every time I talk to a softball player or any athlete for that matter, you can't wait for that next season to start because you can't wait to just watch what they can do and cheer them on.
Yeah, she not only is she teaching them the game, but she's teaching them to love the game too. I noticed, we just totally respect the heck out of her. She's great, man. So if you guys haven't watched her play, which if you're like us and we watch billions of games, it feels like, check her out, man. Arizona State University, they're a fantastic squad. They're doing very well too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the supers, man, this year. They're doing good. So
Yeah.
Love what they're doing. Love the program. I love what she represents. Just kind of, it's all about
Yeah.
let's just put to work and let's not make the game too big. I think that's cool to see that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, man, two great ones today so far, Dane. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I got one more for you, man. So
Yeah.
here due up in a second. It'll make you tired just watching her. I got a lady stopping by, Miranda Barber, champion caliber boxer, man. We got a boxer coming on for you. So we'll take a quick reset before I bring back Miranda Barber. Again, thank you, Tanya. We'll be in touch very soon. As always, don't forget that we love you. And Dane.
Thank you for listening.